It's been 250 days since we left our life in the city to live here in 10 acres of remote countryside. And we've worked hard to make some really big changes in that short time, despite Mother Nature's best efforts to slow us down. Although we probably shouldn't blame her for everything. It's been amazing, but overwhelming too. So I thought it would be useful for us and interesting for you to see what we've achieved and what still needs doing.
And a few things that are worse than when we started.
So we are starting in the garden, and this is probably one of our biggest success stories here.
When we moved in, the grass was out of control and too thick to even let the lawn dry out, but our robot mower has transformed it, one of the best purchases we've made. The lawn is not perfect, but a million times better than it was. We also cleaned the ivy off the old pigsty and greenhouse, so they are also looking great, although the inside of both still needs some work, as does the garden's drainage.
So this is one area of the front garden that still needs doing. Every time it rains, the water comes off of our driveway, comes into this pond area and floods the garden over the grass to the stream.
Next month we're getting our own digger, and installing some drainage solutions here will be one of the first things we use it for. We also need to rip up the old patio, which is dangerously falling apart and is in the diary to happen next month. Once finished, it will really finish off the look to the front of the house. But already this space is one of our favourite bits of the property, and when the weather is nice we love spending time here, as does a huge amount of wildlife, and our chickens, and our dogs. Actually, the dogs don't care what the weather is like, they enjoy it anyway.
This is a great example of how jobs around here go. We cleared all of this only for it to start growing back a few weeks later. No job around here is ever done for good.
Just one of the many tasks that have gone onto our yearly to-do list for things that need staying on top of. The hope is that regular maintenance, consisting of the odd hour here and there, will mean we don't lose entire weekends to bringing things back under control.
We cleared this area only to use it now as a dumping ground for all our stuff. However, the inside of the barn has been transformed.
Plenty of videos showing how we renovated the barn using the same techniques as those who built it in the first place, so we won't cover too much of it here. Suffice to say it was a lot of work, but we have created an amazing workshop space and home gym. There is a small section still to do for bicycle storage, but it is definitely one area that has seen the largest change compared to when we moved in.
Last winter, this area was a nightmare. It was muddy and we had to use it every single day to get wood from the wood store.
So first we fixed that wood store and then we sorted out the drive. It is now a dry and mud-free area and our firewood all ready to go when things get chilly again.
Up to the paddock and some big changes here.
6 months ago, this area was unfenced, overgrown and littered with fallen trees. It is now home to our goats and a collection of chickens that Jen has rescued from people that no longer want them. As well as fencing, we also built a chicken coop, a run for them to use if it's raining, and we installed a couple of large tanks so that the animals always have water. And the centrepiece, an adventure playground for the goats. We always knew what we wanted to do here, and it was one of the first areas that we started work on, so it's great to see it looking so close to what we imagined. All the work we've done in here with the heavy machinery, especially the fencing, has left the grass a bit of a mess in places, but nothing that a few months of patience won't fix.
It's amazing how quickly all the leaves from this area disappeared. We are not looking forward to autumn this year.
Cutting back branches to allow the tractor up and down here safely has been a full-time job, as has cutting the ivy from the smaller trees that are struggling to cope with the massive amount of weight it adds. Every fallen tree we've had here has been smothered in the stuff, and in a few months the leaf blower is going to be working overtime.
The swimming pool is a massive project and work is starting on it very, very soon, and content will be coming your way.
If you missed the updates, turning this back into a usable pool was simply too expensive, so it's going to become a sunken garden. Right now it's been cleaned out and the drainage has been tested to ensure it won't flood, so the next step is to start actual construction work and make this something really quite special. The South Meadow is a tale of two halves. An awful lot has happened here, but not all of it good.
This area here is getting there. That area over there, out of control.
Himalayan balsam, this pink flowered plant, is an invasive nightmare that we're battling constantly. The good news is that areas like this where we can use our Winton flail mower are kept clear, and cutting the brambles back and clearing a couple of fallen trees has made a more useful space. But where we can't get the tractor, either due to the slopes or the soft ground, it has gone wild and we were running out of ideas. Until we saw what a great job the robot mower did on the front lawn and started looking at larger models. Let's just say, watch this space. Judgment Day is coming.
Now this is where things start to go downhill.
The North Meadow. Oh dear. Originally, we thought this space just needed a bit of TLC, and in no time it'd be looking an awful lot better.
It has gone worse.
Much worse. It has gone from being mildly overgrown to being much more overgrown. Even the brush cutter doesn't make much difference here.
This is as far as the brush cutter will get.
I know some people will say it's nice to leave this area wild, but having it completely overtaken by invasive plants that are introduced by people and stuff like brambles that are only there because we've successfully made extinct all the wildlife which would have traditionally trampled it down, that isn't wild. It's a man-made mess.
We had visions of this being cleared for the summer. We don't even come here.
The solution? We really aren't sure right now, and it has moved low down our list of priorities. Oh, and if the plants that are thriving are causing a problem, here's a funny little irony.
So this is a change since the last time we were here. This tree should definitely be more upright.
That's right, the dead plants aren't helping either. Here's that tree last year. It's one of many that came down in the storms just after we moved in and have made access to large areas here completely impossible for now. No better example than this. Last year we walked back from the North Meadow alongside the stream. That path, now it looks like this.
Last time we filmed here, we went along the riverbank. Not a hope this time.
On the plus side, this is some of the open space in the meadows that we can work on, and it is looking really good with only a few minor issues that need addressing.
That shouldn't be there.
When I say minor, I mean quite large issues, but nothing that the chainsaw and a canoe won't fix.
We are hoping to put a proper little bridge over here so you can get from this meadow to our woodlands. Still a beautiful spot, but no bridge yet.
No bridge because we hadn't realised how violent this stream gets when the winter weather arrives. A bridge might be happening, but it's going to need a bit more thought, and possibly somebody with a structural engineering degree. So as we go back towards the house, we pass through about an acre of land, which is a sort of garden, or it was decades ago. It is now overgrown and an area that we just haven't touched. So let's skip past that and get straight over to the field, because this is a place where we have made some huge improvements. So these guys now have plenty of space and no chance of escaping, and they're doing a great job of improving the grass here, which was a mess on day one, and because of the slope, it's no fun to mow.
Plenty of change here. We have put in the paddock, 1.5 acres for the sheep. We have got rid of the old shed which stored loads of wood, and we're hoping that the robot mower is going to sort out the grass that the sheep can't get to.
And as Jen says, big plans for a robot mower this side of the stream as well.
This area here is next on our list to do.
So not much has happened here, but it is about to. The old wood store is going to get repaired and then filled with wood that we've got waiting to go in it. And then the plan is to start clearing back some of the undergrowth and removing the invasive rhododendron plants that have been planted here. Long term, we'd like the goats to be able to graze here in the summer, and the rhododendron is poisonous to them, so that needs to go first. In the meantime, the chickens have the woods to themselves. And before we finish off in the upper wood section, another example here of how things have changed from last year.
This path up into the woods is now completely impassable. 2 days before our fence got put in, a branch fell down right where it's going, so not all our luck is bad.
Smashing this new fence to bits would have been very annoying. Instead, we just got some free firewood.
Despite all the wild areas that we have here, it's still nice to do little bits like this.
When we installed the fence for our sheep, we could have replaced the one section of fence that was already there, but instead we left it as a little untouched corridor that's already bursting with wildlife. And lastly, the upper wood section. Last year we thought it was mildly overgrown, but had a cunning plan.
This might be a spot to let our goats run loose for a while and eat the place clear. There's about 4 acres of woods, and this is the only bit we can get to. It is blocked both ways.
It is going to take more than a few goats. The path we used last year is completely gone. There is a huge amount of work to do here, and the area is littered with fallen trees, or ones still standing but suffering from ash dieback. That makes working in here dangerous for those that don't know what they're doing. For us, that's very dangerous.
So that's pretty much it. Lots done, but still lots to do.
There is, but what we've learned over the last 250 days is that we have all the time in the world because we aren't really trying to finish this place for us, we're simply maintaining it for whoever comes next. And these 2 little oak trees that we uncovered when removing the old chicken coop sum that up. They're descendants of oaks that have been growing here since the end of the last ice age, and these 2 have every chance to be here for a few hundred years after we've gone. Our job is not to complete this place, it's to live here, live with it, help it along, and leave it roughly as we found it, and enjoy as much of that journey as possible. While not crashing the tractor again, that's really the most important bit.